A while back, I made a video talking about the Ayn Thor. I had a few expectations, some concerns. Now that people have started receiving their units and reviews are dropping, finally we have a clearer picture of the device. I've gathered all the new info, got some updated thoughts, and a few new concerns that I think are worth sharing. The quality is top tier for something in this price range. The hinge feels solid, and it locks in multiple angles, which is super handy for holding it like a laptop. It uses an updated, rounded hinge design to address known cracking problems in the Retroid Pocket Flip 2. It feels smoother and uses improved materials for better durability, but we have to see how it survives in the long run. The glossy finish on the black version looks nice, but it is a fingerprint magnet. Also, when closed, there's a small gap between the screens, trapping dust that will eventually scratch them. But overall, it's beautifully built and feels premium. At around 364 grams, it still feels compact and portable enough to throw into a small bag. Those dual OLED displays are easily the standout feature here. Playing DS and 3DS games looks amazing. You can upscale them and it really transforms how those older titles look. You can even run two different apps, for example a PSP game on top and a YouTube video on the bottom. And it just works. Performance is solid. The Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 really delivers. It handles everything from PlayStation 2 and GameCube to Switch, and even some PC games through apps like Winlator. There are three models, the Lite, Base, and Pro, but the Base model feels like the best value. The Pro's extra memory only really helps with the heaviest emulation or multitasking, but for most people, the Base is more than enough. The only downside to packing so much power in a small body is heat. After longer sessions, especially near the top right of the lower screen, it does get warm. Not burning hot, just noticeable. Ayn has done a good job with the custom Android layer. You can switch focus between the top and bottom screens with a tap, tweak brightness for each of them separately, and even control fan speed or joystick lighting through a menu. The small bugs in the early previews have already been patched out through updates. For a first-gen dual-screen Android device, that's impressive. In lighter use, like playing GBA or retro titles, the battery lasts around 16 hours. For PS2, 3DS, or GameCube or anything heavy, it drops to about 6 to 7 hours. PC streaming or Wii U emulation will give 3 to 4 hours. Of course, there have to be some limitations. The dual-screen layout means the controls sit a little farther out, which can feel uncomfortable during long sessions. And while it's great for DS and 3DS emulation, it's not a true replacement for the original hardware. There's an input lag of about 100 milliseconds in tests, and the touchscreen, being capacitive, doesn't quite replicate the feel of the old resistive stylus screens. So rhythm or touch-heavy games just don't feel as accurate. I said before that the Ayn Thor could bring something refreshing to the handheld space. And I still believe that. The community will no doubt find creative ways to use that second screen. They always do. I'm not worried about that part. What does concern me a little is how that second display might feel for some. Outside of DS and 3DS games, it doesn't always add much. In some cases, it can even feel like it's just taking up space. It's perfect if you love the DS or 3DS form factor, and once the community starts experimenting, this thing could easily become more than just a DS player. But until its full potential has been found, don't look at it as a full replacement for your old hardware. Think of it more like something that keeps that dual-screen charm alive, but in a far more capable device. If you are a multitasking pro, then you are going to have a field trip with this one. And that's how it is. I know I skipped over a few details like the controls or the screen, but I'd rather save that for a proper comparison with the Retroid Flip 2. It will be easier to show the improvements. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one.